Okay, Pisces, the card at the bottom of the deck for you this month in September is the Six of Wands reversed. Now, this is a card of feeling like things aren't going well, or that they won't go well. It can be considered kind of feeling like this situation is a failing endeavor. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this before I talk about the cards, because after we've come out of this eclipse season and Lionsgate in August, and Mercury was retrograde, and now we're in the 1st of September, and we had the Pisces full moon on the 5th. There is a lot of changes taking place for everybody, because we have these 5 planets now going direct and moving into certain areas of everyone's charts. So you're going to start seeing big changes come along the way. They're not going to happen immediately, but you will start seeing major changes occur. One thing that is very impactful for you, Pisces, rising, Pisces sun, rising, or moon, is the fact that Regulus, the biggest fixed star in the universe that we can see, which actually is in the placement of, it's in the Leo constellation. So this is going to be really impactful too if you have Leo in your chart. It is on the full moon of Pisces on September 5th. Regulus is going to be at 0 degrees Virgo. What does this mean? Okay. This is kind of the launching place for major change, leadership, power, ego, and the ability to make changes in your life. So this is impactful for you, Pisces, because Virgo is your opposing sign. So anytime we see something major happening in one sign, it also impacts the opposing sign for you. So if you have Pisces rising, it is impacting you. If you have Pisces sun, it's impacting you. Pisces moon, it's impacting you because of what's happening in Virgo. And we also see this really strong, dreamy, watery type of emotional energy in the season of Virgo. So there's this heaviness to our emotions. There's reality checks. There's understanding what needs to be done, understanding where we are, and maybe not fully being okay with it, but learning to be okay with it so we can figure out ways to move forward. So major changes coming. You might not see them this week. You might not feel them this week, but major changes are coming along the way. Don't get caught up in this, or not week, month. I just finished the weeklies, but this month. So just kind of let this month play out. The Emperor, Lovers reversed, no messages, hermit mode. I can go on. Virgo. So in your love life this month, Pisces, that might not be the main focus for you, even though things are in your 7th house. Okay, love and relationships. Take it as it comes. In your past, we have the Ace of Swords. Reverse. This is a lack of clarity. You're needing clarity. You're wanting clarity from a person, from your love life. You kind of want to figure out what's going on. There's uncertainty here. Your primary position for September is the Two of Wands reverse. So you kind of narrowed down your decision. You want to know, you know what you want. You know who you want. You know what you want from your partner. You know what you want to give. All right, so that's a positive. There's actually lots of positives here, so don't get discouraged. I don't want to play doomsday or anything with what I was talking about, but it is important to understand and accept the changes in the energies that are going to be very powerful for you as we move through September and into October. The benefit, challenge or benefit, this is clearly a benefit, right, is the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. So it's either a challenge because you're wanting this and you don't have it yet, based on this lack of clarity we have, based on the Six of Cups we have. So challenge in that aspect, but benefit if you've narrowed your options down and are choosing a partner and they are making you happy. Things might be not as perfect as you want them at this point, but it's definitely getting there. This reading is showing signs of it getting there. The foundation, the Four of Pentacles reversed. You're really opening up. Your partner's really opening up. Are you sharing? Yes. Are you giving? Yes. Are you vulnerable? Yes. Coming from a place of hurt, crowning your September, 10 of Swords reversed, you're coming from a place of hurt. You're kind of letting that go, breathing that energy out. So again, positive changes. Does it feel like a victory yet? 100%? No. You feel like the big leader that's making massive changes in their life yet? No. You feel like it's soulmate, lover type of connection yet? No. Emphasis on yet. You feel like communication is exactly how you want it to be yet? No. Possibly a little bit of hermit mode going on. That's okay. Virgo is your opposite sign. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Right? You don't feel left out on the cold by anybody per se. 9 of Cups. I could keep going on and on. 9 of Cups. Okay, maybe you're wanting to be single for a while you sort this out, while you open this up, and while you search for this. In your future, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So there's no rash energy. There's no poorly thought out action towards your love life, towards your partner or your love life in general. You're thinking very clearly, very rationally, very strategically and logically about your relationship or your partner or your love life. Okay? Very strategic, very logical, very analytical. Always working to be 5 steps ahead of the game. Okay, so you're not being rash. You could be dealing with an air sign. You could be dealing with an earth sign. We have Pentacles here. So, yes, this is how you view your partner, how you view your love life. Strategic action. Thinking before you leap. How your partner or people in your life are viewing you in your love life. They're viewing this as something that has equality. They're viewing this as something where there's fairness, equal giving, equal receiving, reciprocity. It may be something that is a lot more balanced than what you have had in the past. Again, you don't feel perfectly victorious yet. This card always reminds me of Entourage. When he's like, victory! I always laugh when I see this card because it reminds me of that. Victory! Not yet, Pisces. Almost, though. And then we see in your hopes and your fears. Position, we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So there is fear that you won't be able to level up or go to the next level in love. It's here. Okay, you've narrowed this down, or you've at least narrowed down the idea of exactly what you want. You're working hard energetically in thought-provoking manners to manifest and get what you want. Earn it. Earn that person. Are you going to get that person? Okay, you may already be in a relationship, but you're not jumping around to conclusions. You've been through this. You've been through this. You're going through this. So, your guard is up a little bit, but you're really starting to open up. You're really starting to open up and, accept. They are too. So while your fear is that you're not going to level up right now, no, but you may be very soon in the future. And you may also be in hopes too. You may be hoping that your partner isn't completely bogged down with work. You're hoping that there won't be money issues. You're hoping for stability, growth in a relationship. So do you see how this kind of weird energy can be turned into something so beautiful and so positive and something that you can really take hold of and grasp and move with? The outcome card is the 9 of Wands. So, okay, yes, there's work to do. There's more battles to fight in a good way. You've got energy. You're a little tired. You've kind of been through the ringer in love, but you're staying busy. You're doing things. You're putting things on your plate. You're meeting people. If you're dating somebody or married to somebody, things are going well. They could be going better, and they will. So, interesting reading, Pisces. I know I'm kind of keeping these monthly short because I got to get the rest of them out. I will spend a lot more time in October. But outcome card, 9 of Wands. Okay, don't feel like you have to barricade yourself up with activities. Keep this energy of openness and vulnerability alive. It benefits relationships. Okay, let go of this past stuff. Okay, this uncertainty, it can stay in the past. Work towards, and that's what you're doing here, work towards certainty. At the bottom of this deck, we have, remember I was talking about Leo and Regulus, we have the King of Wands. Okay, tapping into your power, tapping into your leadership, tapping into your ability. Okay, connecting to your intuition, hearing it and using it. Okay, staying positive all along the way. Okay, at the center of this reading, we have the Two of Wands. This reminds me of this Lion's Gate we were talking about with these eclipses, right? Past and future. We also had the Two of Wands reversed in the last spread that I just did for you. So it's decision time. You're making this decision as we speak. Okay, it's heavy. There's heaviness. I know I already talked about that, but there is a heavy energy in the air because of Virgo and Pisces. Everybody's feeling it, you especially with the Regulus and 0 degrees of Virgo. Huge. Okay, so you're contemplating this future, what you want. You may feel a little bit paralyzed right now. 3 of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. 4 of Swords, resting with purpose. And I'll talk about this card in a minute. Resting with purpose. 8 of Swords, possibly feeling a tad bit paralyzed right now. This goes back to that Victory card reversed. This paralysis is like analysis paralysis. You're not seeing things clearly. You're not seeing the situation clearly. So just realize that this is your mindset keeping you here. 4 of Swords in this deck is so... it's air. Okay, swords are air. They think with their thoughts. They think with their ideas. They're critical thinkers, analytical thinkers, logical. Okay, so thought-provoking, air energies, thoughts. Remember that. We see in this card all this air and all this sky. Obviously, yes. Okay, we're talking about air energy. But what I like to talk about here with this 4 of Swords is these 2 buildings that are being hit by lightning. This card represents rest and healing, sorting out thoughts, clearing our mind. But not just to rest, not just to lay on the couch all day, not just to relax and go to the spa. No, it's very purposeful. The purpose of this rest is so you can tap into fire, action, okay? Ideas that will help you build something and to be able to concoct thoughts and ideas, ways to actually build. So this is a very purposeful card, not just resting for resting's sakes, resting for figuring out a plan of action that you can initiate immediately. Okay? 3 of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. Knight of Pentacles. You may be dealing with a fire sign. We have a lot of wands here. You may be dealing with an earth sign. Slow moving, practical, root building action. There's a warmth here. Pentacles are always, they build tangible things in our life. Money, houses, cars, clothes. They like the stability aspect of life. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They like the stability of things that we can earn and build and complete, but moving forward in a very slow manner. 2 of Wands, we talked about that. Queen of Wands, Aries. The thing with Aries, Pisces, that is interesting that a lot of people don't understand is, yes, they are a fire sign. Yes, they can be egotistical. Yes, they can be naive. Yes, they can be go, always on to new things. Yes. But there's a strong staying power, especially in love. Okay, yes, fire signs are passionate, but they don't, Aries especially, they don't really move from passion to passion to passion for love's sake, for sex sake, for relationship and romance sake. When Aries lets somebody into their life, when somebody means something to them, it's to stay. So there's a staying power, there's a building power here in this row that we're seeing. There's consideration, there's paralysis, there's waiting. But there's also this need to decide on something or someone that you can build with and keep with. This is something that is in your mind. And this is something that is probably right in front of your face, and you're needing to connect it. Connect it to what you want. Connect it to what you want. There needs to be action, lots of action towards this. Because this is something that can build and stay. This is commitment. This is marriage. This is two people learning and growing at different rates, but together. You see how they're grasping onto each other, but one's bigger than the other? Okay, learning about each other, learning about life, learning about relationships, learning together, growing together. Okay, don't be afraid of this. This is warm and this is real, and this is something that can develop. Connect it. Decide. Put energy into it. Okay? Don't wait too long to make this decision, because this is something that can grow. 8 of Wands. This is this can indicate travel. This can indicate Cupid's arrows. This does indicate passionate communication. That's why we see, again, the lion. But remember, we had the swords. Remember, we had the uncertainty. Remember, we had the victory. There is this barricade. You're protecting yourself with your emotions. You're protecting your emotions, maybe from this fiery energy. Maybe you want to speak to somebody, okay, earth, fire, but maybe you want to grow and develop with somebody. Maybe you want to put the energy in, but it's like you're not fully ready yet. There's this barricade. You're protecting yourself. This will lessen over time, but what do we need for this to happen? The decision. We need this paralysis, this gate to open. You have to open it. You have to figure out this. Figure out the practicality. You have to figure this out. Okay? Listen to your intuition. It won't steer you wrong. Not now. Not with all this stuff that's happening in September, astrologically speaking. Not with Regulus, not in Pisces, not during Virgo season. Okay? Listen, because you know. You know. At the bottom of the deck, Pisces, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay? Emotional maturity, caring, support, understanding, willingness, okay? Availability to be supportive. Okay? This is like somebody's got your back energy. Okay, this is like you are wanting to have somebody's back energy. Very beautiful and spiritual card. It really is. This represents you. I'm going to put this here. Advice and guidance. With this scenario, the situation that we were talking about for you, Pisces, we are talking about, with the 7 of Cups, the deeper understanding of or acceptance of what our options really are. That's what this is. And figuring out, seeking guidance, intuition on which direction to take, which route to take. The 7 of Cups can mean pulling the wool over the sheep's eyes. It can indicate, again, kind of secretive, manipulative energies, but it doesn't have to be. There's a very positive side to the 7 of Cups, and that is options. But with this Pisces full moon and Regulus in the season of Virgo, it's talking about tapping into your inner knowledge of what is and what can be and what you can do, like honing in your power about these options. So as an advice, with the Seven of Cups. Accept that this is a beautiful thing. These options are beautiful. This scenario can be something that is lifelong and sustainable and beautiful and connecting to both of you in your love life, whoever it is. Three of Pentacles. We saw it reversed in the last spread, in your hopes and your fears position. These are two people that are leveling up, adding to something that they already have together. Okay, in your hopes and your fears position, you're fearing that you may not have this or have the ability to have this or know how to get it. But it's here as advice. Okay, understand this is an option. Understand how beautiful this option is. Not necessarily having a baby, but in love life, connecting to somebody, attaching to somebody, trusting somebody, having faith that they have faith in you. You each have faith in the relationship so you can build on it. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. It takes work. This lamb represents sacrifice. It represents innocence. It represents, this card represents passion and work and belief in the beautiful, innocent belief that it can come to fruition, that you can build it. You can be here. Okay, let this barrier down. This Hierophant can come to fruition. It takes work. But this is all very possible. So when we come back to that victory card, victory, it's reversed. Okay, right now there's no victory. Don't get bogged down in that energy. There's a heaviness right now, especially right now when I'm doing this reading. I mean, it's heavy. There's a heaviness, but that will lessen, that will lighten, and you're here right now.